conflict, right? Because this is what they were sort of discussing in the Charlie Rose interview, right? Which was this idea that movies have to be a certain thing, and the public comes along and decides, no, it's this. This is what I want from entertainment. And you sort of getting these critics that are either seen as out of touch or completely miscalibrating the value of a movie these days. So it is an interesting clash, I would agree.
He did call this movie a pop culture opera.
I don't know about opera, but yeah, it's definitely, I could see where he's going with that.
So, all right. So at the end of the day, would you recommend this movie?
I mean, that's such a generic question. Who to? I would say yes. On the whole, I would. Especially if you're a Batman fan, because it is such a weird hodgepodge of just, I don't know, it's thematically just it's corrupt, really. I mean, you're talking about something that's not consistent in the least. So if nothing else, I think anybody's able to walk away from saying, look at this and say, like, this is what I don't look for in a superhero movie. But apart from Batman and Robin, there really aren't too many movies like it.
Yeah.
Even in the superhero space, even the ones that don't do too well, because it's just so fanciful with itself.
And somebody wrote that if this wasn't a Batman movie, if this was like a regular superhero movie, it would have been forgotten about immediately. What do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say because these characters, to me at least, are very iconic, especially in comics. So you're talking about removing every character beside it, not just Batman. And yeah, I guess if you're looking at it that way, because it doesn't really have much of a plot, right? Everything to do with the plot. I guess you're looking at Batman reconciling to be Batman forever or leave it behind, which he does like for a hot minute.
3 seconds.
Yeah, right. And then you've got like the Riddler wanting to take everybody's credit card information through his box. And, you know, who the hell knows what the motivations for Two-Face are. I guess it's just revenge, which, by the way, reminds me, you know, his motivations are cloudy. I think we all know that he just wants to kill Batman. I think that's it. But what's interesting, and you probably remember this, the opening scene of the movie was very different. And this was cut, and you can find it on YouTube. But the opening of the movie was set to start at Arkham Asylum, which is actually the single best thing that this movie introduced. Because before this, we didn't have an iteration of Arkham Asylum on screen. You know, we had it in the animated series, but it hadn't really shown up in the earlier Batman movies. So the movie opens in Arkham Asylum, and it's, you know, rainy, stormy night. It's really ominous, and you sort of get this idea that there's been a breakout. And you follow the doctors, the wardens or whatever, into Harvey's cell, and you find a guard, like, hanging from a ceiling fan and in blood. And I got this from the graphic novel because the graphic novel included it. They didn't know it was going to be deleted from the movie, so they filmed this, and it's on the internet. And Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face's, wall has in blood, "The Bat must die." So right off the bat, you understand his motivations, and I guess they either thought it was too grim or maybe unnecessary, but I think it was sick. I thought it was really dark, and maybe it was too dark for that tone, but that was definitely on the cutting room floor, and again, you can easily find that on the internet.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it is.
I would have rather have just like the blunt force tactics of Tommy Lee Jones against Batman. That would have been a better movie for me. Focus more on him. Give Sugar and Spice more to do. I mean, I do like that the Riddler wanted to steal credit card information by kind of technology. So he was kind of like a hacker or getting into people's accounts. So I mean, it was ahead of its time, Adam. This movie said hacking was going to happen by technology.
It didn't beat Hackers yet, did it?
Hackers was 96. And this was 96.
Beat Hackers? No, Batman Forever was 95.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Hackers was 96.
Wow.
I'm telling you, the box.
No, it's a cone. It's a cone. It's a cone with like sand in it. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh no, Hackers was 95 too. It was released it was released in September 15th. Batman was released before then.
Yeah.
So, Batman still beat Hackers.
The year of hacking, huh?
It beat it by 3 months.
That was a good year.
And the Net probably came out that year. Did the Net come out in 95?
I don't. Did it?
I think that was 96. Let me see. The Net movie. 95. Oh, the year of the hacker.
Great year. Great year for computers and technologies.
All right. So, hey, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I always love these movies. It's Batman after all. It's like pizza. They're never really truly bad, but it's definitely not Batman Return, or excuse me, not Batman and Robin. But I think there is something to witness in the spectacle of just how bizarre this movie is. And for all the good and the bad, opinions people hold for it in terms of the quality, I do think we can all agree that it's probably just a very strange movie. Because it was very much on a liminal stage. We're coming off the Burton movies of grim and dark and melancholy and into something very squarely commercial, kid-friendly, and quite literally brighter. So, yeah, I think, even in the history textbooks for film, this is something of its own milestone, for better or worse.
I like what you said. Batman Forever is a very strange movie. And that's why I like it. That's fun. That's a good way to end. So, hey, man, what are we going to do next? What do you want to do next?
Oh, geez. I don't know, but I got to tell you, I think I told you already I saw Hereditary, and I was floored. And I don't know if that warrants its own episode, but, man, it stays with me.
If you want to get it off your chest, man, I'll happily talk about Hereditary with you.
We'll see how much I still have to say about it.
Gotcha.
I feel like these days it's me raving about Hereditary or Marie Kondo. And boy, those are two different audiences. So we'll see. We'll see where I'm at in the next few weeks.
I really want to push your buttons on Hereditary because I'm not the biggest fan of it. So it'd be fun to get y'all. It'd be fun to get y'all worked up.
I got buttons to push.
All right, thank you for coming on, man. So
thanks for having me.
So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Adam Clement, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.